Hello and welcome to another immigration update episode of Amir Ismail and Associate. This is Amir Ismail live from Toronto, Canada. I hope you all are doing good. So we arrange these weekly updates to connect with our followers on Facebook and YouTube. So if you are joining us again, welcome back. And if you are joining us for the first time, thank you. Special thank you for joining us for the first time. So we have a number of updates for you today. But before I go with it, let's see who is with us. So quite a number of people joining in, so we'll give them a little bit of time before they join us. In the meantime, I'll just give you a brief outline of what are we discussing today. So we are going to be looking at what we can expect in December, the holiday season in Canada and everywhere in the world, but certainly not holiday season in immigration industry because with our experience, we know that there are always draws happening in December, and we're expecting a few more, at least a couple more express entry draws. What we see that there were two draws that happened back to back last month, and we saw that Canadian government invited 5,000 candidates from express entry pool to apply for permanent residence. And the number of people who were invited in those two draws were significantly higher as compared to what IRCC has been doing in terms of inviting people. The draw size used to be between 3,000 to 4,000, but this time around it is 5,000, which is an indication that IRCC is preparing to welcome 401,000 immigrants that they are targeting for the year 2021, which were previously scheduled to be around 350,000. So it's a good sign for candidates who are interested, because with the number of slots available increasing, it can be safely assumed that there'll be a lot of people who would be interested in coming. They'll be given a chance. Same is the case with the provincial nomination. So let's very quickly talk about the provincial nomination and what happened in November 2020 in provincial nomination. So we understand that immigration is important to Canada's economic growth and recovery, and immigrants actually they contributed to half the average real GDP growth over 2016 to 2019. And Canada has certainly realized that if they don't if they stop welcoming immigrants just because of the fear of the pandemic, it actually is going to be not useful. So more people, more economic activities, and more contribution to the economy, and some of them also go into establishing their own businesses. So in terms of provincial nomination for permanent residence in Canada in November 2020, it was mainly dominated by a few provinces, namely Saskatchewan, Ontario, Manitoba, British Columbia, and the small island, Prince Edward Island, that's on the eastern coast of Canada, the Atlantic province. But don't be fooled by the size of the province. It is an active player in immigration, and they are constantly selecting applicants from the express entry pool. And of course, you know that if you are selected by the province for provincial nomination, and if you are nominated, you get 600 additional points toward your comprehensive ranking system score, the CRSS score that you get when you create your express entry profile. So a total of 3,377 candidates were invited to apply for provincial nomination for permanent residence in Canada in November 2020. So you can imagine how actively provinces are participating in immigration and working in hand with the federal government in selecting applicants. And on the other hand, federal government is also selecting applicants under the Federal Skilled Worker Program, Federal Trade Program, and the Canada Experience class. So in November alone, Ontario invited 1,169 candidates. So it's a bigger province. Of course, it has more population, and slots available to that province are also on a higher side. The second largest province in terms of population is British Columbia, and it invited 870 candidates. Saskatchewan invited 1,083 candidates, and at the start of December saw another invitation from Saskatchewan. I think it was a couple of days ago. So Saskatchewan started off December with an invitation. Prince Edward Island also invited a total of 254 candidates in the month of November. And last but not the least, Manitoba invited 401 candidates. So you can see that these provinces are active, but there are other provinces as well that keep on selecting applicants. For example, Nova Scotia is an active player where they target specific sectors. They targeted nurses and tech, the auto mechanic workers in their previous two draws, and we are hoping that there'll be at least one more draw happening in the month of December for Nova Scotia. Some of the provinces, their programs are on hold right now because they have exhausted their quota, or they are modifying their programs. Newfoundland, for example, is on hold. But we are hoping that these are going to be modified soon, and we will have more nominations coming in. But one thing is very clear: in 2021, we'll see more frequency in terms of the draws happening, and the draws, the size of the draws would be very high as well. So this is the news on what happened last month, an update for you. The update on the border is that border is still closed until next year. So people who wish to visit Canada would not be able to do so until further notice. And the situation in terms of the pandemic in Canada is not very promising. We see a lot of spread of the virus happening within the community, especially in the province of Quebec and Ontario. The province where I am located, and the city I'm located in, Toronto, it is in red category right now, and people are advised to, of course, keep their distances, and businesses are closed at the moment. But with the good news of the vaccine on the horizon, we believe that in coming months we'll have some good news. It's just that it's going to take perhaps several more months before the vaccine is going to be available to public in Canada. And of course, there'll be a priority list as well. But the news of the vaccine getting approved in UK is a good news, and Health Canada is currently reviewing the Pfizer vaccine, and we are hoping that it's going to be approved here as well. But then there are other providers too, Moderna or other vaccine producers. So as time goes by, things will be hopefully will be in shape, and that is why it has become so crucial for people to take the step of applying now, because application process itself takes a while. So that is why Canadian government also didn't halt the immigration procedures. They kept on processing applications. They kept on taking in applications, because they know that when they are ready and when the time comes, they will not be out of the stock, right? So these are the updates for the time being. Let's see who is with us today. We have, first of all, we have our Lahore representative, Faria, joining us from Lahore. She was in Canada with us for the last few months, but now she's back in Lahore. So thank you for joining us today, all the way from Lahore. We have Waqas, Ahmed joining us, Zia, Liaquat, Ruxana, Shazad Khan, Nusrat Naeem, uh, and in fact, our Karachi office manager, Khwaja Noman, is also with us. Uh, okay, thank you for the comment, Khwaja Noman. You would be joining us in the later part of the show, so be ready for it. I believe you are ready. Noman, Zia, Shoaib, Mehman, Nurul and Beal. So yeah, we'll take your questions now, and I will take a short break. And when we come back, we take your questions, and we'll add more updates for us to discuss. But let's take a small break, and then when we come back, we continue further. Okay, thank you. All right, welcome back. This is Amir Ismail live from Toronto, Canada, and we just share with you a few of the updates about the provincial nominations and what we are expecting in December. And we are expecting that there'll be more draws happening even during the holiday season. So let's take a few of your questions, and our Asia Operation Director Khwaja Noman would be joining us shortly, so we'll be welcoming him. And let me scroll through your comments and see if I could assist some of the questions. So let's see. San says hello. Waqas Ahmed says, "Sir, yes, sir. If you have any questions, please feel free to put them here." Zia Liaquat Sahotra, hello from Malta. Welcome. How is the situation in Malta, Zia? I hope things are getting better. Okay. We have Waqas Ahmed, and he's asking, Sir, my brother has done MPhil, MS in mathematics from ComSet University, and his age is 28. How many points does he need in IELTS? In IELTS, okay. So I would recommend that he does his best. The minimum required is 6 bands, and minimum is not sufficient in most of the cases. And that is why I always recommend that you need to prepare yourself and target as if you want to score 9 out of 9. And once you have that mindset, you usually end up scoring better. But if I say that 7 band would be perhaps sufficient, then you end up scoring less. Do you agree with that? Okay, so let me welcome Khwaja Noman from Karachi. He is very kindly available at our Karachi office. I understand it's 9:18 p.m. in Karachi right now, way past his office timings, but he has made himself available just because of you guys. and just because of me. Let me welcome him. Hello, Naman sir, how are you?
I'm fine. How about you, Amir sir? You're looking fresh?
Yeah, it's morning time here, right? And you don't look exhausted either, although it's the end of the day for you.
Yeah. Although it's been an hectic day with lots of meetings today, but
Yeah.
yes, it was a wonderful day today. So looks refreshing again by seeing you.
Okay, wonderful. Okay, so we have few questions coming in, and I'd like you to be part of it as well.
Yeah.
And we'll see if there are specific questions about any programs. And if there are any specific questions about your case as well, you can leave a comment. We might not be able to attend to those because if these are case specific questions, but we can always get back to you, or you can send us an email at info@amirismail.com, and we'll be happy to answer. Okay, so let's take the first specific question right here. It is coming from Shazad Khan. He says, "My age is 36 and auditor by profession. Do I have any chance?" Now, Shazad, it's not about chance. It's about you qualifying or not. Any person who is qualified, education wise, he's fluent in English, he's young, usually has very good chances. It's very objective. The criteria is very objective. We are not talking about chances here. We're talking about objectivity. Yes, you might say that, we don't know if you're going to be selected or not because we are working in a invitation based environment. But in terms of qualification, we have to look at many factors, not only your age and profession, but your educational qualification. Your language skills play a very vital role. And it's about time that if you have any language shortcomings, it is about time that not only for the purpose of immigration you improve it, but also for the purpose of establishing yourself in this country. Those who come with big degrees um, and with lesser command on English language, they usually tend to not fly higher in this country. So or it takes time for them to learn the language, and so yeah. So let's take another question here. Okay, so it's a very valid question coming in. It says, Nusrat Naeem Babar is saying, "Sir, I'm calling you on WhatsApp, but you don't pick up my call." Now, Nusrat, WhatsApp is another mode of communication that our team has access to. It's a chat platform, and they communicate by texting. Especially when it comes to someone calling us directly, you can always call us directly on our landline number. We have three phone lines in Toronto: 416-913-0230, 647-839-7789. And there are phone numbers in Pakistan as well: 0300-251-6207. That's the direct number Khwaja Noman has with him all the time, 24 hours. But of course, he's not available 24 hours. Um, Call him during reasonable hours. Here in Toronto, people call us at 4 a.m. at night because it's daytime at their end. And I don't blame them because there might be less understanding of the time difference. But if you are interested in migrating to Canada, the very first step we need to see is whether you're qualifying or not. So you are welcome to give us a call anytime, but not on WhatsApp. We do arrange consultations via WhatsApp, but these have to be scheduled in advance, and this can only be scheduled once we have assessed you. And the assessment procedure is free of cost, so you don't have to worry about anything. It's actually something that you can go for. Now, let's take another question. Shoaib Memon is saying, "Thanks for the updates." You're very welcome, Shoaib, and thanks for joining us today. Um, I'll appreciate if you could share this broadcast with your friends and colleagues or tag them here. It would be such a nice favor. I'll appreciate that. Okay, so I'm browsing through some of the comments left. Billy saying she's joining us from Saudi Arabia. Thank you for joining us today. Majid saying, nice to see you. Nice to see you too with us today, Majid. Thank you for joining us. Okay, so Annie Azhar is saying, how can I connect with you? So, Annie, if you are interested in migrating to Canada or studying in Canada um, or visiting Canada, um, we have our initial intake form. We call it the online assessment form. It's available on our website. You can complete it. And in 2 business days, our assessment team, after thoroughly checking your profile and details, get back to you with an opinion. We also then schedule a consultation with me. And if you are coming from Pakistan or Khwaja Noman is available at our Karachi office. Due to COVID-19, we are having all the meetings digitally, most of the meetings digitally throughout the week and even over the weekend. But if you are based in a country which is covered by Noman Saab's domain, then he is also connected with you online like this broadcast studio, and I'm available as well to answer your questions. So these are the few steps involved, and it doesn't take long actually for us to determine whether you are qualifying or not. It would be in your own favor as well to know whether you should proceed further in immigration plan or not. Okay, so Nusrat is asking, wants to get some information. We are at your disposal, Nusrat. Always welcome. Get in touch with us. We'll be happy to assist you. Nurulan is saying, I need contact number of Karachi or Lahore, please. So, Noor, we have our presence in Karachi since 90s, and our office is located on the 7th floor of Kashif Center on Sharai Faisal. And the phone numbers are given on our website, but I can give it to you right now. And we'll also show a slide at the end of the show where we are going to give you the phone numbers of Karachi office and our Toronto office. But verbally, I can tell you that the number is 0300 251 6207. That's the direct number of the gentleman on your screen, Khwaja Noman. He heads the operations and covers the Asia region, and he'll be available to answer your question. There are landline numbers as well, but it's a good idea to get in touch with him on cell phone. Most likely his response would be to have yourself assessed by our Toronto team. So if you want to complete our assessment form, it's available on our website, www.amirismail.com. And we can get back to you with a consultation arranged with Khwaja Noman and me. We'll be happy to assist you. Okay. Okay. So we have another Khwaja joining us today. Khwaja Absaruddin says, what are the chances with 420 around 420 CRS score with spouse when you have a relative in Canada for PNP? So it depends where your relative is. I'm gonna request Khwaja Noman to have his input, and then once he finishes, I'll add my 2 cents to it as well.
All right. So, Khwaja Absar, having a 420 score is still, that doesn't mean you do not have chances. Again, as Amr Sab said, we are not talking about chances, we are talking about objectivity here. So, considering even the CRS at this lower side, you still stand chance in the few of the provincial programs. I understand when you have a relative for PNP is something, it's also a plus point in your profile. But obviously, I need to see exact occupation of yours, which you can do and share your information by filling our assessment form online. And obviously, we can have a detailed understanding, and then we'll be able to guide you which province suits to you on the basis of such lower score at this moment.
Right. So yeah. So I think the score is good, but in provincial nomination, because we are depending on the kind of occupation you are in, and it's a good point Khwaja Noman made that if you have relatives in Canada, It depends which province they are located in, because some of the provinces actually look at it very favorably if you have a close connection. Provinces such as Manitoba, if you have a close connection in that province, it is something really good. Okay, so let's see if we have a few questions. The questions are pouring in right now. The question is from Sumaira Khan: is IELTS still mandatory, or is there an option for or to skip this? There is no skipping of IELTS. It is the way Canadian government assesses a person's language skills, and language is such an important factor in establishing yourself in Canada. So there is no skipping, unfortunately, and you have to go for it. But on the same note, we shared with you guys last in our last communique as well that the Canadian government has increased the points for French language. If you are fluent in French, that is a plus point. But if you are fluent in both, if you're bilingual, it is even a better thing to go for. So if you have any French language skills, or if you can improve it, well and good. But if not, just focus on your English. Okay, quite high. I think it's a continuation of the previous comment he made. I just missed that out. Okay. Okay, so I want to apply. Bill is saying, I want to apply for immigration and my profession is sales. Okay, so your profession is sales. It depends which level in sales you are operating. Are you a manager? Are you a supervisor? Are you a salesperson? Depending on your level in hierarchy of sales, we can determine whether you qualify or not. Because in so far as the occupation is concerned, there is no issue. But when it comes to the level of the position, it does become an issue. We have a national occupation classification that classifies the occupations, and your occupation should be in an NOCO, which is the management occupations, NOC A and B, which require you to have a degree or a diploma. Or if your occupation is NOC C or D, those occupations which are on lower level or do not require you to have a diploma or a degree to perform in those, then that occupation is not considered. So we can determine your eligibility when you provide us the details through our assessment form. Okay, so there's a big comment coming in, and I might have to reduce the size of the fonts here. I'll be reading it out. Noman Azia, he is 22 years of age. He's planning to apply for study visa SDS program for Canada, postgraduate diploma. Okay, 2 years. Okay, my metric percentage is 80% and FSC percentage is 79. So metric percentage is not relevant. FSC percentage will be taken into account. He has done Metro next, and okay, I need to increase the size of the font actually. Okay, so let's see. It might have hidden our faces, but at least we can read it properly. And I did mathematics and control engineering from University of Engineering and Technology, Lahore. Engineering degree percentage is 53 with 10 plus backlogs. Is there any chance I can get admission in any college or Canada? Okay, so this is a typical question we receive from a lot of people, and we need to see whether there are any colleges available for that can offer you admission on the basis of your percentage in your bachelor's degree. Seems to be on a lower side, but we can always determine whether we'll be able to find you an institute or not. So get in touch with our team. We have our student assessment form available on our website. You can complete that, and we can then determine whether we'll be in a position to refer you some institute or not. Okay. Shaista Saeed is asking if her daughter uh, could sponsor her, or sponsored her in October. When is the result expected? So we don't know yet, Shaisa. The lottery system for parents, it has been concluded, of course, but we are waiting for it to reopen. If you do get selected, and I hope you will be, feel free to get in touch with our team. We'll be very happy to assist you in submitting the application for permanent residence and spouse, and the sponsorship application for parents. And since we are in Canada, if your daughter is in Canada too, you can ask her to get in touch with us if you get selected. Okay. Wonderful. So let's see. We have a few more questions. Shazad Khan is saying, what are the chances of getting immigration at age 36? Yeah, it's a tricky age. You are in the middle of nowhere from the immigration point of view. But having said that, 36 is a very young age. You are not even 40, and so the life starts at 40. You are 36, very young. But from the immigration point of view, you start losing points from age 30. Your ranking points start decreasing. I would like to have a word from Khwaja Naman, his take for people who are 36 or 37 or who are old like me. What are their chances? Should they abandon their dream of Canada, or should they still try? Is it worth it, or is it not?
Thank you, Amr Saab. Shazad, with the reference to his age, 36 specifically, I believe he still seems to be a qualifying candidate if he's having a bachelor or a master's degree with a number of years of experience. Of course, since he's age of 36, I'm assuming that he will be having good number of years of experience as well. So there are few provinces are there, and the option is not abandoned. Of course, I mean you still have chances in terms of PNPs only, of course, because federal draws, there is a selection is actually on a higher side currently, but still you do stand chance in few of the PNP programs such as Alberta, such as Saskatchewan. But obviously, I cannot exactly comment specifically on your profile because I don't have further details like your education and the experience part. So fill out our assessment form as the first step, and then we'll evaluate you in detail and guide you further.
Yeah, thank you for this input. And I agree with Khwaja Rahman when he says that the chances are still there, but only in provincial nomination. And provincial nomination is not a guarantee in itself. They have limited quota. So you understand the risk involved, but this is a risk worth taking, because if you look at a marathon going on, you are on the sideline looking at people running toward a goal, and you see, and there are thousands of people going, and you don't participate just because of the fact that there are thousands of people. I won't win. Nothing is going to happen. But if you become part of it, you may, right? So it makes a lot of sense to create your express entry profile and also approach provinces to see what happens. And yes, there is a little bit of luck factor as well. Sometimes provinces do choose particular occupations based on the feedback they receive from the labor market. And if your occupation is one of those, you get selected. Or some of the times, they have occupation list, so your chances are even higher. So I would recommend that you consider submitting. And yeah, so I can hear lots of horns going on the back, in the background of Khwaja Noman. This is the privilege you get when you are on main Char FSL, right?
Exactly. That's
Yeah,
why
always.
there's a window at the back, at
There's a
my
window
back,
at the
so you
back,
must be
and,
getting. Yeah,
and you are on the seventh floor, not very far from the road. So
yeah.
I understand. Yeah, yeah, I am hearing it continuously. That's why I put the mute button all the time. Okay,
Okay.
so Namanzia is further adding that he has a brother who resides in Mississauga, who is a PR. So uh, you are lucky to have a brother, of course, but from the immigration point of view as well, the Canadian government introduced 15 extra points for siblings. That was, of course, a long time ago when they modified the express entry criteria. But this is the time to make amends with your brothers and sisters who are living in Canada, right? They can be very helpful. You may fight with them, but they can get you 15 points. if you show some respect. So yeah, so I'm sure you have very good relationship with your brother. I'm not saying that, but I'm just to add that it is always good to go get those 15 points. Sometimes it's a make or break deal, even with 1 point, right? So good. Lukman is saying, why are there delays in process after fingerprints? Well, the delays are obvious. You know that. And if you ask anyone, they would tell you. They don't have to be immigration experts to tell you that what's going on. Um, IRCC is working at a very limited capacity at the moment, and it is going to take some time. And only those who are exempted from traveling are allowed to come to Canada. Borders are closed. No one is allowed to come in unless you are a Canadian citizen or permanent resident, or you're exempted. And the exemption rules, we had a discussion, but we'll have another discussion later on, and if you're exempted to come to Canada. But Canadian government's first priority is to save Canadian lives and stop the spread of the virus. They won't allow anyone to until we have a vaccine here. But it also doesn't mean that they're going to stop taking in applications. They can't. If they do, and if they don't take in applications, they'll be out of the inventory, right? So we have to understand that a little patience will get us through this hard time. Okay. Um, okay, I can't read the name correctly, but he's asking, I'm working as production, I believe, production supervisor. He has 14 years experience, qualification is master's in international relations, and age is 39. Will I be eligible for immigration? Well, we can see that it's a tough case. Tough in the sense that you're losing considerable points in the age factor. You're 39, and I don't know if you're turning 40 very soon, but already at the age of 39, you have lost significant points in the age factor already. And master's in international relations, if it is a 2 years master's degree after a 2 years bachelor's, which is the norm in some of the countries, this is actually considered equivalent to a bachelor's degree in Canada, which also puts you back of the list or queue, because you're losing sort of points under the education factor as well. Had it been a master's degree, it would have been a better thing. But if you want to give it a chance under the PNP program, we can first of all see whether you're getting 67 points or not. That is the first requirement. If you are applying for Canadian immigration under the skilled worker program, or even PNP, if you're creating your express entry profile, if you don't have the 67 points to enter the express entry pool, you would not be considered. Okay. So let's move on to another question. Mia Adnan is saying, my name is Adnan and age is 30. I want to visit Canada. Please share. So Adnan, you can submit your application online even now, but you need to understand that it's going to take significantly longer for the application to get processed, and the visa might not be issued very soon. And the visitor visa can only be issued once borders are open, unless you have a close relative residing in Canada and you decide to come and stay here for at least 15 days. If that is the case, you can initiate the process right away. But if it's not the case, we can still create your profile online, because the applications can only be submitted online and can be submitted, but you can't expect to have it processed. I'd like to have a word from Khwaja Naman, because he handles a lot of visitor visa applications from our office. He completes them with the team, and he has the feedback from the Asian region as to what is going on with the pending visitor visa applications. Are these being processed? Are the visas being issued, or are they on hold?
Well, in terms of visitor visa application, they are taking a very long time these days. Specifically, the people applying, they are getting the responses approximately in 6 months' time. Yes, 6 months' time, and which is as good as equivalent to a permanent residence application they are taking. So yes, in our region, we are getting a responses like it's obviously a delays due to COVID circumstances, and that is one of the reason why they have delayed the processing timeline. And but that doesn't mean they are not processing it. But yes, the delays, of course, is because of these circumstances. So, Adnan, visitor visa that you're looking into, we need to see that you have any close relative residing in Canada, then only you can be an applicant to apply, of course.
Okay. Yeah. So right on spot. But let me add you that when we say delays, it's actually not delays. It's actually applications are not moving forward, because if they do, the applicants are going to say, "Where is my visa? You have finalized. You have approved me. Give me the visa." And if they are given visa, then they would want to visit Canada. So from the management point of view, visas will not be issued until the borders are open for everyone. Um, let's take one more question from uh, Sinan Junaid, saying CRS score is 400 because of IELTS. Ben is for 6.5, and he's single, age 27, should make profile. Excuse me. Sorry, my throat is not good today. So yes, as I indicated, that there is no point in waiting outside the pool. It's like, the marathon is going on and you're just watching. And while you're watching, people are going ahead. So be part of it, right? Start swimming in, jump in the ocean, right? Unless you do that, you can't expect anything happening. Um, and in the meantime, when you have created the profile, keep on working on your IELTS score, improving it. And if you improve it, and then add it to your profile, and it should boost your CRS. And with you being in the pool, you are available for selections by the provinces too. So you increase that chance too. If you need any assistance in creation of your profile, selection of correct occupation according to your job duties and everything, we are always available for either a consultation or even full representation. We are properly authorized by the Government of Canada. We've been in the business since 1991, and we have assisted thousands of people. So it's a great honor for us to be available for assistance. So if you would be interested, get in touch with us, and we'll be happy to assist you. Okay. Another question. I think it's the same question. Lukman, I believe we have attended to it. Okay, so we already gave you the cell number of Noman Saab Nurulan. And as I said, complete our assessment form for us to be able to assess you and assist you. Engineer Muntazir Hussain Jamali saying he is 28 years of age. His profession is electrical engineer. Educational level is master's in electrical. How can I apply? Should I qualify? Do I qualify or not? Yes, you appear to qualify. I mean, from the face of it, you do. You do appear to meet the 67 points criteria to enter the express entry pool. But once you provide us further details about your other aspects of your profile, presence of a relative in Canada, your job description, your CV, we'll be able to make a comprehensive assessment and advise you the best course of action, whether to go with the federal skilled worker program or approach provinces, and we'll be happy. So visit our website www.amirismail.com and complete our assessment form, and we'll be happy to revert within 2 business days. Okay, there is another big comment coming in, so it might cover our faces again, but we're happy to do that, right? Let's see. Hello, sir. Majid Ali saying, actually, I'm working in Saudi Arabia since 10 years. I have bachelor's degree. Which program you suggest me to do? Oh, so I think the comment is about recommendation on the selection of the study program in Canada. It was a bachelor's degree, 2 years program, Bachelor of Commerce. I'm working in a multinational company in Saudi Arabia. My age is 32, working as senior accountant. Please suggest some program for me. Okay, so Majid, first off, you can complete our student assessment form for the purpose of assessment as a student. That form has been designed to determine your field of interest, the course that you wish to study in Canada. Instead of asking us which program you should go for, you should ask yourself which program would suit you for your professional development when you complete the program and come back to Saudi Arabia or your country of citizenship. And if it aligns with your career goal, if it aligns with your previous education, or if you're changing your career, will you be in a position to justify why are you changing it? So complete our assessment form and we'll be able to see which programs you are interested in. Focus on one or two fields, and our team will be able to find out. We tie up with hundreds of institutes in Canada. We can get you admission in those institute, and we can also legally represent your application for study permit, being authorized representative, um, recognized by the government of Canada, right? So we'll be happy to do that. Okay, let's take another question. Muiz Ahmed is saying his CGPA is around 2.6 in his bachelor's. Is this sufficient to get admission in college for PGD? I score 6.5. So it really depends if a college is willing to give you admission at that CGPA. We can determine if there is a college available that has the standards of 2.6 CGPA. You can complete our assessment form on www.amirsmile.com/students, and you'll find the assessment form there, or www.amirsmile.com/assessment, and select student option. Okay. There is another question about the office numbers. So we'll show you the slide of the office number, but the numbers are given on our website, www.amirsmile.com. Khwaja Naman, the gentleman on the screen in Pakistan, his number is 0300 251 You can get in touch with our Toronto team as well. We have a Canadian number, 647-835-0660. It's also available on our web on WhatsApp, and it's also mentioned on the website. Get in touch with us. We'll be happy to guide you. Mohammed Imran, skilled worker. I'm house painter. Can I apply? So Imran, we need to see what your qualifications are, what is your age, and how much experience you are in your field. Usually, painters might fall under NOCC or D. I'm not too sure about that. We have to check that. If it does fall under NOCC or D, we might not be able to process. Muhammad Hassan Khan saying, I have 2+2 degree. Okay, I believe he means that he has a 2 years bachelor's and 2 years master's. I'm not too sure, but I'm assuming this is what he's saying. And is he eligible for master's in Canada? So I'll take Khwaja Naman's take on that, and let's see what he has to say.
Yeah, I also assume the same thing. He has 2 years of bachelor's and 2 years of master's degree. We really need to see the CGPA or the grades into this, and then obviously we can see the eligibility in the master's program which he is looking into. Obviously, while filling out an assessment form, Hassan, do share your field of interest as Amir Saab shared in his earlier comment recently, and then we'll able to figure it out which option suits to you, and according to the field of interest that you're going to choose, and will definitely evaluate and guide you further into this.
All right. Thank you very much, Naman Saab. This is Amir Ismail with you from Toronto. Thanks for joining us today. And we'll take a few more questions. This is our weekly immigration update. It happens on every Saturday at 11 a.m. EST, the Toronto time, the Eastern Standard Time. So remember to join us every week. So let's take a few more questions right here and see if we'll be able to attend most of them today. So we have another one coming through Asif Iqbal says, can we apply through Duolingo test? Duolingo test. Okay, so if you're talking about immigration, only two tests are approved for English. One is the IELTS test, and the other is the Canadian CELPIP test. But if you're talking about admission in Canada, most institutes would be able to offer you admission on Duolingo. They might ask you to provide IELTS later on. For the purpose of applying under the SDS, you mandatorily require the IELTS test. But if you are not applying through SDS, IELTS may not be required. If it is not required by the institute, the IRCC will not require it for the study permit as well. But it's always recommended that you go for your IELTS, because the officer does take into account. If they say we don't, but they still do take into account your English language skills. So Duolingo might get you admission. Reach out to our team. We might be able to help you. Okay, so Lukman is saying Canadian Embassy stopped working. Why there is delay in process after fingerprints? So I think, Lukman, thank you very much for leaving 15 comments today on the same topic. But I hope that we've been able to respond to you. I know we are very slow in going through each comment, and it of course encourages people to leave comments multiple times, and there's no harm in doing so. But I hope that the answer we gave you earlier was satisfactory. Okay, there is a very technical question coming in, and I'm thankful to Salman Malik for posing this question. To boost our CRS for up to 25 points, which awarding body is providing PG 1 year diploma, which is eligible for express entry? I'm not too sure what is the question. Khwaja Numan is smiling. Maybe he has the answer, and he will be happy to arrange a one-on-one consultation to discuss, because there are a lot of things that are needed to be taken into account. I guess he might want to know about the institute you receive your diploma from, what are your other qualifications, and what happens is that once the client signs up for our services, we actually sit down with them and discuss which of the 5 assessment bodies would be suitable for them, and decide at that time. So we might be able to give you an idea as our client at that point in time. And I believe Khwaja Numan is smiling, so he will be happy to assist you with this. But let me have his take on this as well before I move further.
Yeah, Amir Sab, I guess the question is actually that he's trying to pose here in that perspective, that how many, I think up till 25 points, which awarding body he's looking to gain 25 points in his express entry profile. And by doing so, he looking to get hold of 1 year diploma. I am assuming that he might be having a bachelor's degree at this moment and is looking to get hold of a 1 year diploma to get to a more qualification. So I think he's looking to which PGD diploma he should opt, which can be evaluated. So I think he should be looking for a recognized diploma from a recognized institute or university. Recognized, if you're doing for Pakistan, make sure it is recognized by the Higher Education Commission, so that it can be evaluated by the designated assessing body for sure. So just keep watch on this, and then you can perhaps do this thing and get additional 25 points, I guess. Further, we can obviously sit down and think about it and mind jot it. What if our answer doesn't matches to what you are looking at?
Okay, wonderful. Moise is asking, are visitor visa being accepted these days? Yes, these are being processed. The applications are being accepted. They might not issue it to you if you don't have close relatives here in Canada, but you can always submit the application, and it makes sense to submit the application because your application would then be on top of the queue. If you don't submit it and submit it only once the borders are open, then of course there'll be a big backlog, and there'll be a lot of time is going to be taken by the government of Canada to process the application. Noman Zia is asking a technical question, and I love it. His degree is completed in 4.5 years. So, if I'm understanding correctly, he's saying that the degree was completed in more time than it was supposed to be completed, which is not a problem. You may complete your degree in any length or duration. But if the question is related to any advantage it might get you because you were able to complete it in 4.5 years rather than 4 years, then it might not be the case. Um, in fact, it doesn't have any impact on the points that you're going to get. Someone can do his intermediate in 10 years, right? Doesn't make him having 20 years of education. Uh, so, I hope it answers the question, because I understand a lot of people think that because they completed the degree in a longer period of time, it might be useful or it might hamper their chances. So I hope that was the answer you were looking for. Okay, when is AIPP going to open for New Brunswick? Heard the COVID cases have gone up high and lockdown is recurring. So you can communicate with the province, Shaista, and they'll be able to give you an update as to when they are going to be opening. We don't have any information because we have not processed even a single case in AIPP as yet in our lifetime. So we don't know. This program requires a job offer, and we don't arrange jobs. Um, if you already have a job offer, we can assist you. And this answer is not for you. I believe you have already applied and you are waiting, but it's for other people listening and who are expecting that perhaps we can arrange jobs for them. We cannot. And we don't, of course, process applications where there's a job required in provincial nominations. But if you already have identified an employer, please feel free to get in touch with us, and we'll be happy to deal with your Canadian employer. We are in Canada ourselves. We'll be able to help your employer process the labor market impact assessment, the LMIA application. Okay, Salman is asking in which province health and safety officer's occupation is in demand. So we need to go through the occupation list of each province. You can do that on your own, but if you want our team to do that for you, you can always complete our assessment form. They'll be able to review your information, and we'll be able to arrange a consultation to discuss and guide you. And then it will be up to you to decide whether to retain our services or walk away with the information, useful information that you're looking for. Feel free to do that. Okay, so a few more questions coming in. Khwaja Numan, any recommendation on any further questions that you want to take in? Any names that you could look into? I believe Mujahid Khan is asking something. Let's display Mujahid Khan. Mujahid Khan is saying, Salam, hope you are fine. This is Mujahid Khan from Afghanistan. I've completed my BS Telecom degree from Sarhad University, Peshawar, 33 years of age, having 6.5 in IELTS, 3 years of work experience in IT network. I've earned online certification in networking. Can I apply from Pakistan? Could you please assist me in this regard? Thank you for this detailed comment, Mujahid. We'll be happy to assist you. Provide us your CV and complete our assessment form on our website, and we'll be able to make an assessment. So anyone who's interested in knowing whether they qualify or not, they can always complete our assessment form, and we'll let you know whether you qualify or not. And if you don't, we are going to advise you not to waste your time and money. But if you do, we'll discuss with you. We'll set aside a professional time to let you know which course of action should be suitable. Okay, Imran is asking the question. He has 60 points in Saskatchewan as professional painter. Can I apply? Okay, so this is an interesting question. Let me ask Khwaja Numan to provide his input on this.
Yeah, in the state of Saskatchewan, if you're making 60 points pass mark, obviously, if you have calculated, we also need to get it checked whether you are making it through or not. Yes, if you're making 60 marks, you can apply. There is a program called Saskatchewan Occupation in Demand category, where you can apply and place your profile, even if you do not have an express entry profile. So yes, you can apply if you're making a 60 pass mark, so which is a prerequisite requirement to apply into Saskatchewan. Secondly, we also need to look at the experience and the education, of course, as Amar Saab asked earlier. So fill out our assessment form. We can evaluate you specifically under Saskatchewan province as well, and obviously guide you in detail with that perspective also. Okay.
Okay, wonderful. Another question covers our faces again. Zia Liaquat is saying, I believe he asked a question earlier as well. He's an accountant, has an MBA from Pakistan. IELTS required. 6 band is the minimum. Minimum is not sufficient. You have to do your best to get as many bands as you can, as higher as you could go. He's asking for ECA, best WES or ICAS. We can determine that once you are on board with us. Both are good, but yes, there are some aspects that you need to take into account when it comes to selecting the assessment body. And of course, we can also assist you with the ECA. In fact, we can assist you with your other documentation as well required for the ECA in terms of attestation and everything. So our Karachi office uh, takes the services of third parties to do that. He's a bit confused that should be should we start now or should I wait for MSc in management from Malta? The degree might be granted in November. So yeah, so I must appreciate that you are joining us once again, and we answered that question the last time as well. That it makes no sense to wait because first of all, the express entry profile doesn't cost you anything. If you have a consultant like Amir Ismail, a licensed consultant on your team, and naturally you will be paying to them. But other than that, you're not paying to government of Canada any fees even. And by not being in the pool, you're basically losing your chance of being selected by provinces. So I would highly recommend that you do it right away. Every day that you are not in the pool, and every day a PNP invitation is sent out by any of the provinces, you are not in the picture. So might be a good idea to do that, and I hope you will. Get in touch with our team, and we'll be happy to uh, assist you. Omer is saying, what are the chances of PNP in Alberta if a student is 2 years diploma graduate from Ontario College? So, Omer, I think we did attend to your question last time, but I might be wrong. Apologies if I'm wrong. But do get in touch with our Toronto office. If you are in Ontario, get in touch with our Toronto office and we'll arrange a consultation with you. You can call the reception at 416-913-0230. The number is also available on our website, and they are available to schedule a consultation. Another question from Zulkarnain. If we have a job offer in technical field from an employer in Canada, what is the next procedure? It's a very, very good question. Thank you for posting that question, Zulkarnain. If you have a job offer from an employer in Canada, the next step is for employer to apply for a labor market impact assessment and provides documentation needed as well as support the job offer by way of convincing the processing officer that they have undertaken enough sufficient research to find comparable person in Canada. So all these things are taken into account, and a labor market impact assessment application is processed. If you're applying for a work permit application is then submitted after LMIA is approved. If that LMIA is being processed for the purpose of supporting your permanent residence application, then upon approval of LMIA, 200 points are added to your CRS if it's a managerial job, or 50 points are added otherwise. So next step would be the employer. And if you have an employer and if you need any assistance in LMIA, first you perhaps need to complete our assessment form and mark yes to the question, do you have a job offer from a Canadian employer? And then we are going to take that into account when making the assessment and discuss with you during our consultation with you. Okay, Nizar Kabani, thank you for joining us today, Nizar. How are you doing? I hope everything is okay. Any insight for Alberta opening their PNP for Outlander soon? Okay, now that's an interesting question. I want to ask Khwaja Saab, when did they close it for people who are outside Canada? Did they close it?
No, they don't.
They didn't? Okay.
They don't.
Okay. So basically, Alberta never stopped. They are open. And the thing is that you can't submit an application to Alberta directly, anyways. When you create your Express Entry profile, Alberta selects you from the Express Entry pool by itself. You can't apply to them. Same perhaps is the case with Ontario. You can't apply to them. They will select you. And if they select you, they will inform you, they will notify you. And then you will submit an application for nomination to Alberta. So I hope that answer your question, Mr. Kabani. Okay. Mia Adnan is saying, visit visa, is it a lockdown during the lockdown? So visitor visa might not be issued, as I told earlier. If you have a close relative here, they might exempt you and you can come. Otherwise, you'll have to wait. You can submit your application and it will be processed, but visa might be issued later on once situation improves in Canada. Another question, Muhammad Huzafa Khan is saying, I'm working as a DCS operation in petrochemical PVC plant. My question is that are there petrochemical plants available in Canada and in which province? It's an interesting question. There might be some plants. I personally don't have any specific areas in my mind. It's all over Canada. You can do your own research, Josefa. There is a website I can recommend working in Canada, and it has profiles of all the occupations. It has profiles of occupation, province, and even city wise. So you can have a look at the job prospects and location of those jobs in Canada, and I hope that will be helpful. Okay. Zara Baber is asking, she is 33 years of age, husband is a banker, and they have two kids. And she has done nutrition and right now working as preschool teacher from last 2 years. What are her chances? So we understand that you have good experience, 2 years experience in your preschool as a preschool teacher. You are young as well. What we need to know is what is your level of education. You have indicated the line of education, but the level of education needs to be um, taken into account, and also the information related to your husband, his age, education, work experience, and we take into account it as a family. You can complete our assessment form and indicate your and your husband's details and attach both the CVs for both of you, and we'll be able to assess you. Namanzia is saying, I have completed the student assessment form but didn't get any answer from your team. Can you please in person patch me up with any member of your team? Okay, so Noman, first of all, when you complete the assessment form, you're gonna get a response in 2 business days, guaranteed. It's a guarantee from me. You will get a response. If you have not received a response in 2 business days after completing it, that means our response has landed up in your junk or spam folder. Check that folder and you will find a response. And the response basically would advise you whether you qualify or not, and whether it'll be able to assist you or not. And there'll be further steps given as to how can you book a consultation with us, a one-on-one consultation with me, right? So if it has not been 2 days, wait. If it has been more than 2 days, check your junk or spam folder. You will find it. Usually, we send it from info@amirismail.com, but you can also check my other email address, amirismailcanada@gmail.com, and you will find our response. I hope this would be helpful. Okay. There are a few questions coming in with related to the visitor visa. Miadan saying Last time he visited Thailand, Malaysia. Now want to visit Canada. Can I travel Canada nowadays? COVID-19 lockdown. You cannot, of course, and international travel is always an asset. It is always taken into account, but it's also not a guarantee that you will be issued a visitor visa. For Canada, they look into your profile, your intent to visit Canada, and other factors like your ties to your home country, your family in your home country, and the possibility of you leaving Canada at the end of the period authorized for your stay. So, if you'll be interested in visitor visa, complete our visitor visa form, and we'll be able to assist you. Question coming in from Shazad Ahmad asking, "What about Quebec Investor?" So, Quebec Investor program is on hold until further notice. We are hoping that's gonna be open sometime mid of 2021. If you're interested in applying for Quebec Investor program, it is a good idea to keep the file ready, because there is always a very limited quota for investors, and especially for countries other than China, because they have a special quota for China. It's a higher quota, and they have more people coming from China into Quebec. But for the rest of the whole world, they have very limited. So we work with the financial intermediaries, and these financial intermediaries have specific slots available. So if you are interested, we can assist you in booking that slot, locking it up for you. And in the meantime, you complete your file. And as soon as the program reopens, you then lodge your application. That is the best strategy. Otherwise, if you don't do that, and because the documentation is very lengthy, whenever the program opens, you end up losing the chance, because then it closes down very quickly. So if you are interested, you can complete our business assessment form on our website, or you can send us an email at info@amirismail.com with your profile, your business experience, your net worth. And these are the things that are taken into account, and your ability to invest under the Quebec Investor Program. It will be a pleasure to assist you in that program. Okay. A few more questions before we wrap it up, because I understand it's quite late at Khaja Noman's end as well. But we'll try to accommodate a few more questions that are coming. Okay. Let me scroll through very quickly. So in the meantime, I'm going to ask Khwaja Naman about the situation surrounding the spousal sponsorship applications, because we did receive a number of approvals recently, and the spousal sponsorship, the sponsored spouse are now allowed to travel to Canada. What is your take on it?
Yes, recently we have received a lot of approvals for the spousal sponsorship applications, and these are being processed very oftenly nowadays. And in fact, anyone having any issues related to spousal sponsorship, they can always approach us. We will able to guide in that perspective as well. Further, with regards to the processing timeline of the spousal sponsorship, as you know, that they have a standard processing time of at least 9 to 13 months approximately. And considering this COVID circumstances, yes, there are few delays expectedly, but these delays, or you can say the delays in processing due to COVID circumstances, yes, are in fact, these are the things happening in terms of the delays, but they are processing quite often the applications very quickly in terms of spousal sponsorships.
Okay, so yeah, to the point. Now, a few more questions coming in. We're gonna wrap them up very quickly, and we hope to respond to each one of you afterwards as well. Noman Shah is asking. He has done MBA, 3 years experience, hasn't appeared in IELTS. If he gets 6 bands, will he be able to apply for PNP? You might be able to. We can't say it for sure right now. You can complete the assessment form. We'll let you know, as I advised to other attendees today. Okay, Noman is Noman Zia. There are quite a number of Khwajas and Nomans today joining us. It's the love of Khwaja Noman, I believe. It's showing. Noman Zia is saying, I've done research on my own, but you guys are professionals. Can you please assess and my condition? Yes, as I said, you can complete the student assessment form, and we'll be happy to set aside our professional time and make a research for you. It would not cost you an arm and a leg. It will be very cheap, and we'll be able to assist you. We want to see you in Canada and very soon, right? And Noman Shah is again asking rejection chances. Um, we don't know. I mean, we need to see whether you're qualifying, and if you do, we still don't know because first of all, it is the decision of the officer. Secondly, we are in an invitation-based environment where there is either a selection or nothing. It's not that you are rejected. You basically get selected or you don't get selected. You just wait in the pool, right? So that's how the system works. I just miss those days when we used to submit paper applications and we used to get a response, a decision, and it usually used to be a positive because we used to submit only, and we still submit only qualifying applicants. But the only difference is now they select applicants or they don't select, they let them wait and the profile expires. Okay. Atul Khan Saifi is saying he's 38. He's a businessman running a trading company that deals in agri commodities. Wish to be in Saskatchewan to work on lentils. So if you're a businessman and if you're interested in applying as an entrepreneur, we'll see what is your net worth, your farm management experience, and we'll or in fact the trading experience in agri commodities, and we'll see if you're qualifying in one of the programs. Then of course we'll be able to assist you. You can complete our assessment form on our website and we'll be able to get back to you. Okay. Nizar Kabani is again asking, other than AINP, is there any other PNP for NSC 3012 having CRS below 400? I mean, there are other options, yes, for sure. I think you should actually look deeper by exploring each and every provincial website. We do that regularly for our clients. We keep an eye on the updates for our clients, and because it's very crucial for us to have the clients selected in one of the provinces, so we do that regularly. But if you are interested in succeeding in provincial nomination, you make it a ritual to wake up in the morning, do it first thing in the morning, check the updates, keep yourself updated, or you can simply put the burden on the strong shoulders of Khwaja Numan. He will do it for you. Okay. Another question from Dennis, 31 years of age, scored 8 bands in IELTS, has his ECA of master's equivalency. Is he eligible for Saskatchewan or any other PNP? So I'm sure you're a well-informed client, Dennis, and you have your ECA as well. You have good bands in IELTS. You must have done your own research about programs. And in fact, you might qualify under the Federal Skilled Worker Program directly as well. If you haven't gotten in touch with us, please do. I'm not too sure if it's Canadian flag I'm seeing in your profile and in your back, if you're already in Canada, but maybe you took the picture when you were visiting, or maybe it's some other country's flag. But anyways, get in touch with us. We'll be able to make an assessment, let you know whether you qualify in which province, whether it's Saskatchewan or any other province, and then it will be up to you to approach the province on your own, apply to Saskatchewan on your own, because that's the part that the applicants do. We help in the express entry representation in the federal part. So I hope that answers your questions. You understand that, Khwaja Sahab, right?
That's right. That's right.
Yep. Okay. So good to
See,
have Dennis today. Okay, so we have Omer Shahid. What are the chances of PNP in Alberta if a student is a, again the same question? I think uh, I don't know if I'm scrolling it incorrectly. Okay, I have. Okay, Tasneem is saying I have a complaint. My son Uzair Hashmi achieved 450 marks, but you don't give him chance of immigration. Uh, Tasneem Azam is saying, and he's making a complaint to our office that his son has 450 points, Uzair Hashmi, but we didn't give him chance of immigration. So I'm not too sure if I got the answer question correctly, but we don't give immigration, Tasneem. We assist people in applying for immigration. I'm not too sure what your question is. We assist you in submitting application to the Canadian immigration authorities. We are on your side. We work together to submit the application, and then the Canadian government makes a decision on the application. If they haven't selected your son, I'm not too sure if you're a client or even or not, Uzair Hashmi. I'll take Khwaja Naman's feedback on it.
No, Zair Hashmi, it doesn't seem
We are a client.
to
Even if he
have
was
retained
our client,
his
we would
rights.
have not said that due to confidentiality reason. But for sure, Uzair Hashmi must be someone who applied on his own with 450 marks, didn't get selected, but I believe father perhaps is thinking that we are the ones who are processing the application, or perhaps we are the ones who process application on behalf of the government. It's not the case. Get in touch with us. We can resolve this matter. There are a lot of people with 450 points who didn't get selected by the government of Canada, but we were able to assist them one way or the other through legal avenues. Let us know how can we assist you, and feel free to give a call to Khwaja Naman on 0300 251 6207. He'll be happy to understand what your situation is and work toward a solution. We'll be happy to do that. Okay. Shazad is saying his ECA is 2 years old. Does he need to do it again? I don't think so. It's considered valid for 5 years, so you don't have to do it again. Shazad, what are the chances of, Isha is asking, what are the chances of 7 band with age 42? So you're losing significant points in age factor. We can look into the possibility of PNPs, complete our form, and we'll let you know whether you're qualifying or not. So I'm going to just skip the questions which are related to the assessment, the eligibility questions, because eligibility can only be determined once you give us full information about yourself and provide a CV and complete our assessment form. Any other questions that are general in nature, we can take those right away, and then we'll wrap this session up. Okay, so there is Sinan is saying, I know you guys since my college life and trust you well. Oh, thank you very much. I believe you know us when I was young and Khwaja Naman was very young, right? Yeah, it's great because having been in the business since 1991, we have seen a lot of people who were actually born in 91. When we started our immigration career, there were a lot of people who were born in 91, 92, and now they are our client or who have already migrated to Canada. It's such a wonderful thing, life cycle, right? Young people, they are born, they become professionals, they get in touch with us, and we are assisting them. Hopefully, we'll be able to do it as long as the destiny is written by the God. So hopefully, we'll be able to assist a lot of people. Okay, Kashif Khan is asking a very good question. What is your consultation charges? Please give me a ballpark figure. Okay, so there are two things. Consultation means one-to-one discussion. There is a fee for consultation. Then there are service charges for case representation. We ask the client to sign a retainer agreement after the consultation. I believe you're asking about the full service charges, that what do we charge? And you are asking to give you a ballpark figure. Now, because there are several categories, there are different aspects that are needed to be taken into account, including the size of the family, the amount of work to be done. We ask the client to provide us their details by way of our assessment form. And then once we make the assessment, which is free of cost, we get back to them with a range of our fee according to their profile. We still don't provide you an accurate quotation until we do a consultation with you, a one-on-one consultation, because in during that one-on-one consultation we also come to know or discuss various factors that may impact the fee, but we do give you a ballpark figure after the free assessment. So let's do the free assessment first. Let's see whether you're qualifying or not. If you are qualifying according to our assessment team, we will then give you a ballpark figure, and we will also give you a quotation by way of our retainer agreement once you decide to proceed with our services. I hope that answers the questions. Okay. Ahmed Iqbal is saying for medical professional, I believe he's asking whether he should apply as a medical professional. Yes, you can. There are lots of doctors and nurses and other medical related professionals applying, and they are getting approved as well. Omar Sohail, I have completed MBA recently, 1 year experience, age is 25, IELTS is 6 in each module, kindly guide me. So we'll need to see whether you're meeting the 67 points criteria or not. Most of the people who have only 1 year experience, and if their MBA is also equivalent to a 4 years bachelor's degree in Canada, and if their IELTS score is also 6, they struggle to get to 67 points and they struggle to enter the pool. But we can always make an assessment to let you know whether it would be suitable for you to apply at this point in time or not. Okay. Habibur Rahman is saying from Bangladesh, welcome from Bangladesh, Habib. IELTS score is 4.5 overall, completed ECA. I also have 6 years of industrial work experience, production as senior. So please help me for any immigration program. Okay, Habib, I believe we can assist you with perhaps occupation in demand category. But do get in touch with us, our team, to allow us to make assessment. The assessment's free of cost. We can determine your eligibility, and then you can submit your application for provincial nomination on your own. At least we can determine your eligibility, whether you qualify in one of the provinces. Get in touch with us and we'll let you know. Okay. Some of the last questions that are in front of us. Sidra is saying she's doing master's in HR, CGPA 3.2, gap 7 years, have no experience. Okay, so I don't know if you're applying for no experience. So I should apply for master's or express entry. So you need to have at least 1 year of full-time paid experience in order to qualify for entry into express entry pool. So you can't apply for express entry or rather skilled worker program through express entry if you don't have any work experience. So do that. I mean, accumulate more experience, but you can always apply for study visa. There is a gap, and you need to be able to convince the visa officer that what is the reason for you to consider upgrading your qualification. How is it going to help you in your career when you go back to your home country? And we'll be able to assist you with the student program for sure. Complete our student assessment form on our website, www.amirismail.com/students, and we'll be able to assist you. Okay, so another question. I have one invitation letter of one of the Canada's company. The company create the cloth exhibition. Exhibition start August 21. What? Okay, so he's basically asking, he has an invitation to attend one of the exhibitions, and it would be in August. So better apply now. We can assist you with submitting an application. Of course, there are no guarantees if the visa will be issued by the time the exhibition happens, but applying now could at least ensure that you are not delayed. If you apply later on, it might be delayed because there's a big backlog stacking up at the embassies for visitor visa applications. So get in touch with us, or you can complete our visitor visa application form on our website, www.amirismail.com/assessment, and we'll be able to assess your qualification to come to Canada as a visitor. see whether you would be, what are the chances, if there'll be any chances of refusals or anything. Okay. Suhail Lakwi, easiest way to have a cup of tea with you, Amir sir, in Canada. Okay, so the easiest way perhaps is online. You have your own cup of tea, I have my own cup of tea, and we can have those cup of teas together. Toronto is in lockdown. I believe you are in Toronto. Um, so you must be knowing. But if you are asking, perhaps from the point of view of immigrating to Canada and then having a cup of tea, I'm sure by the time you arrive here in Canada, the situation will be good. We would be then able to meet in person. So the reason why I said that we would be on our respective computers having our own cup of teas is because of the COVID-19 situation. So we are not meeting with people in person for obvious health reasons of our clients and our staff members. But if you are talking about qualifying for immigration, get in touch with us. We'll assess your qualification and let you know whether you can come and hopefully have a cup of tea with me in my Toronto office very soon. Okay. Omar Suhail, I don't know if you answered that question before or not. Completed an MBA recently, 1 year experience, age is 25, IELTS is 6, any model for Canadian immigration. So again, we'll make an assessment, let you know whether you're qualifying or not. You might be required to improve your IELTS score. Nusrat Naeem Babar is saying, son has a bachelor's degree in finance, his age is 24. Can he immigrate to Canada? So he needs to have work experience as well. I'm assuming he doesn't have any work experience. So once he has at least 1 year of work experience, we can evaluate his chances. Irfan Ali saying, is there any policy for Canada that I can deposit any amount for business immigration? I have heard I deposit like 400,000, so then I can get immigration. So that is not true. You can't get immigration by simply depositing the money. It is not like other countries we represent. We represent Portugal, we represent Turkey, we represent many other countries where you pay the money and you get your resident status or passport, but not for Canada. For Canada, you need to, if you are applying on an entrepreneur visa, immigration, you basically need to meet the immigration requirement as well, the selection criteria. It's not only about in depositing the money. You are expected to invest the money in your own business, establish the business in Canada. And before you do that, you propose the business, present a viable business plan, show your net worth, a legally obtained net worth. So there is a whole procedure to it. It's not simply depositing money and getting immigration. And if someone is telling you that, they are lying. Okay, so I believe we have basically covered most of the question. Okay, so there's a big comment coming in covering our faces again. Please give me an email where I can send you my profile for student visa personally, because your assessment profile doesn't have enough fields through which I can give details of my EE and PNP history information previously when you were in Park. The last time I got a call from Mr. Khwaja, but maybe he didn't have time to listen up to my history. After some time, a lady gave me a call and got a little bit of history and promised to call me back, and then again. So Farouk, I think we can simplify things. You need guideline, and you need reliable guideline, and you need guideline directly from me. Don't worry about getting in touch with the staff members or even me. When you talk about professional advice, you can get it directly from me by booking a consultation, a one-on-one consultation. There is a procedure in place, right? If you're looking for free advice, though, I would recommend that you get in touch with my Karachi office. They might be able to give you free advice. But if you're looking for proper consultation, there is a history to your case, you want guideline, you want me to review everything, we have a link available on our website, www.amirismail.com/book a consultation. Insofar as my staff is concerned and Khwaja Naman Saab is concerned, he is very active in coordinating the consultation. Why wouldn't we coordinate a consultation? We need money, right? And you need good service. We are into business of providing good service and charge fee accordingly. So we can't put away a client. Sometimes it puts off the client if they are told that there is a small consultation charge, which is even refundable when the client retains our services. So, if that was the case with you, I apologize. And I would say that consider spending a little amount against uh, professional advice, right? I hope that answers the question. Okay, so some questions are repeated. I believe it's about time that we let Khwaja Naman go back to his family. He's very kindly made himself available for an extended period of time. Okay, one more question. I'm 33 years of age. Qadar Sayed Basha is saying IT network security, and my spouse is 29. She has 1 year graphic design and 3 years of software development experience. A very good profile, young couple with education or work experience. I believe, of course, we'll need to look at your other details and when you provide us your assessment form, but we'll be able to also discuss with you the PNP option. Khwaja Numan might have a word to say about it.
Yeah, as you know that IT professions are always in demand in the provinces, and in fact they keep on selecting candidates on and off in these professions. So ideally, as far as I see that your age is 33 with 6 years of IT experience, you still have good chances even in provincial. And if you score good IELTS, obviously you may have a good chance of securing in federal express entry profiling as well. So perhaps it's a good profile, a good case. We can go about it. Obviously, you should be preparing for the language skills meantime, and get in touch with us, fill our assessment form, and share with us your number of years and duration of your experience as well, so that we can also evaluate your
Okay,
profile in detail.
so very quick question from Jamil. 46 years of age, nurse in KSA. What are the chances? The chances are a little lower because you're losing a significant points in the age factor, but we can see whether we'll be able to help you or not when you provide us further details. Get in touch with us. Rajput Sulhari saying 40 years of age, both spouse and himself. He's a British nationality holder, done masters, uh, and 6 years air quality experience. How can I apply for immigration? So you are also losing some points in the age factor, Rajput Saab, and you might have to rely on the PNP options. So complete our assessment form. We'll let you know whether we'll be able to um, help you. Thank you for replying, Zia Singh. You're most welcome. Zulkarnain, thank you for the detailed answer. I'll be in contact very soon via your website. Yeah, you're most welcome, and I'll be personally dealing with you, Zulkarnain. I always do, and it's a pleasure assisting all of you. Zara, how can I apply online for a job in Canada? Any authentic website or source? You can apply for jobs at reliable websites. We have monster.com, we have many others. But bear in mind that you don't have to pay anything to anyone to get a job offer, right? Those who are paying to people, they are breaking the Canadian law, and those who are charging money for arranging jobs, they are also ripping people off. It's not allowed. Okay. So I'm very tempted to take few more if Khwaja Saab would allow me to do so.
Wakas Basha one.
Waqas Basha one. So let me. I don't know if you are able to display it on your own. No.
No, I don't have an access here.
Okay.
But Wakas Basha has a medical inadmissibility related question, so perhaps it's an important question for him. He's asking for someone.
Okay. Can you read it out for us? In the meantime, I scroll through that.
Yeah, yeah, sure. Let me just. I'm also scrolling it. Yeah. Please answer. So, yeah, I have a very important question. Does a permanent disability like blindness or deafness affect the immigration? Can it stop you from immigration? That's the question from Wakash Pasha.
So the medical inadmissibility, anything that requires any further assistance socially or medically, it can cause a refusal. But if otherwise, if the person is performing normally in their course of life, if they don't need any medical or social assistance, if there would not be any additional expense more than $5,000 to $6,000 a year, which is the usual allocation by the government of Canada, there should not be any problems, right? But if the situation or the condition is such that it requires continuous assistance from the government, they might be refused on the basis of medical inadmissibility. Sometimes people who have medical inadmissibility might still be able to overcome that if they have their own resources to cater to that. So we'll have to look at the situation. We'll have to look at the circumstances and the medical condition of the person, and you can always book a consultation with us, and we'll be able to provide a personalized opinion whether this person will be able to migrate and will there be any medical issues later on. Nabila is asking, do you arrange work permit? A big no. Nabila, we don't arrange work permit. Work permit are not arranged. You have to apply for a job and get that job offer, first of all, approved by the labor market department in Canada. Then only you can apply for a work permit. And to get a job offer, you don't have to pay anyone any money. You can apply on your own, or you can approach recruiters in Canada, and they also are not allowed to charge you any money. So be careful with the local agents who are offering job offers and who are offering work permit. Um, I don't know how. I mean, if you don't have a job offer, how can you apply for work permit? But they do offer a work permit, so which is amazing and amusing as well. Okay, so I think I've taken the question of Kadir Masha before,
Yeah.
so we're gonna just scroll down further. Okay, so there is a question coming in. Asma Masood, we have been trying to call the Karachi office and Lahore numbers on your website, 0300 So the number is incorrect. It's 6207. I don't know if you have made a typo here, or I don't know. The correct number is 0300 So if you dial 6207, you will get an answer. But say if you were indeed dialing the correct number, and the other numbers are correct, by the way, the landline numbers you have indicated correctly, 0213565280 and 0332 for last 3 days, but no one answers the phone. Please give us Pakistan contact number and name of an authorized person who can talk to. Okay, Asma, first of all, you can talk to me directly, right? That is first thing. Yes, we do have our people in Karachi, and they'll be happy to assist you. I don't know why you were not able to get through to them, but they would also tell you the same thing that I'm telling you right now. When you get in touch with them, they're going to tell you to complete our assessment form. If you have already completed the assessment form, our team would tell you to book a consultation directly with me. We don't authorize agents like other people. I've seen a lot of people claiming to be authorized agent of ICCRC member. We don't do that. I'm the ICCRC member. I'm the authorized person. I deal with clients personally. Why would you want to deal with a person in Pakistan XYZ when you can deal with the person who is going to represent your application? I am giving you my word that I'm going to deal with you personally, but there is a procedure that you need to follow, which is very simple. You complete our assessment form. I make the assessment personally within 2 days, free of cost. We then evaluate and let you know whether you qualify or not. If you do qualify, we give you the option of booking a consultation with me. We give you a link to that consultation booking system as well. We give you our phone numbers as well. And we then schedule a meeting with you. So don't be disappointed if there was no response because of an error in the number or any other reason. Get in touch with the office that is going to represent the Canadian office, and we have very simple procedure to adopt. When a person is from the Asian region, then we involve Khwaja Noman as well. He also is available to do consultations with me and with the client, right? So offices are all connected, all involved, and under my supervision, and I'm the one who's going to be happy and available to assist you. So thank you very much for bringing this to our attention. We really appreciate it, and we are looking forward to assisting you directly from Toronto. Okay, I hope that answers the question. Ume Mustafa, how old the bank statement should be at the time of making express entry profile? You don't need a bank statement at the time of profile. You can arrange it once you get an invitation to apply. There's no need for arranging. Nabila Wajahat saying, do you charge your fee in advance? Okay, so we don't charge our fee in advance. It would be incorrect to say advance. We charge fee for our time. The time we invest in you, we charge. There could be milestones along the way. And when we give you our free assessment and when we have done the consultation, we present to you our retainer agreement that outlines the schedule of payments as well, at what stage you will be paying and how much. Okay, so I think we are done with some very nice question. Okay. Some of the few questions that quickly could be answered. I think we are done with all of them. I don't know if Khwaja Sahib, you can see anything that might need your attention. I'll take one more and then I'll ask you to browse through the rest of these so that we could attend to them, and then we conclude. So Kamran Shazad Khan is saying, I'm 38 years, 2 months old, and MSc Computer Engineering and BS in Software Engineering, having 14 years of experience, and with 6 years said overseas experience in Middle East. Recently got 7.5 band in each module. How do you see my chances for Canada federal immigration? I see very bleak chances for federal skill approval, Shazad. You might have to depend on the provincial programs, and I believe you might have done your own research, but if you haven't, we'll be happy to assist you with your assessment and let you know whether you qualify or not. Okay, so I think we are done with each and every question today. But I'm sorry if I've not been able to respond to all of them. Jamila's question is, she's doing a PhD from USA and have a TOEFL score, but when I try to fill assessment form, it asks IELTS. I'm wondering if I still need to do IELTS. You are required to do IELTS for Canadian immigration purposes. For the purpose of assessment on our website, you don't have to have the IELTS. You can put in the expected score to allow us to make an assessment of your eligibility. And the last question I'm taking right now, do you assist in getting job offer? Again, we don't assist in getting job offer. We cannot get you a job offer. And those who are getting you job offers and charging money, you have to be very careful in dealing with them because they are not allowed to do that. One question that I would ask Khwaja Sahib to attend to before he leaves is from Akbar Ali. 11 years study gap is acceptable in Canada. I believe he's asking for student visa. He's joining us from our YouTube channel, by the way. So yeah, let's have the answer, Khwaja Sahib.
Yeah, 11 years of study gap, you still can, if your education supports your career goal, in fact, the experience that you have and the field of interest that you're looking into, you still can consider your profile in applying under the relevant field of interest of you, in view of the previous education that you hold. And yes, of course, we need to see the grades and the CGPA that you hold in your past experience, past education, of course, and then we can see whether you may qualify under mature student program as well. Gap is something we still need to explain if it is explainable in terms of your study goal or a study plan. then obviously we can see what best part we can cover into your study plan in this perspective. But yes, if it is explainable, making sense logically, and this gap is explainable, yes, that's still not an issue in that terms. But if it is not explainable and doesn't make logically sense into it, yes, then obviously it could be a problem. Right, Amir sir? Is it right? Or you
So it's
want to add
yeah,
something?
it's a to the point answer. Thank you for that. Arif Siddiqui is saying, I need to apply for my family. He wants to sponsor his family, being a Canadian living in Pakistan. So, Arif, you can apply for sponsorship. If you are a Canadian citizen, the law allows you to submit a sponsorship application from overseas if you're living overseas with your spouse. Otherwise, if one is a permanent resident, they are required to be in Canada to be able to sponsor their spouses. As a Canadian citizen, you can do that. If you'll need any assistance, we have been assisting clients, Canadians, in sponsoring their parents, their spouses, their kids, and coming to Canada since 1991. We'll be happy to assist you. Please get in touch with us. You can email us at info@amirismail.com, and we'll be happy to assist you. So I need to ask Khwaja Saab if there are any further questions that you see are there for us to attend before we bid goodbye.
I think we have answered most of them, but yes, there are few family sponsorship people asking for our Lahore office and Islamabad office. So people who
Yeah,
want
so
to
with
just
for our Lahore and Islamabad clients, we deal directly from Toronto. We do have our liaison officer Faria Amir, based in Lahore. She coordinates. She's a Canadian citizen, and she represents us in Lahore. But she was visiting Canada in last few weeks. But she is now back in Lahore. But the way the system works is you're dealing with a Canadian company. We are based in Canada. We do have our liaison officers and, of course, our director based in Karachi, Khwaja Noman, and they are very instrumental in coordinating with me. They would deal with you, they will speak with you, and they will talk to you, they will explain everything, and they will connect you with me. As I said earlier, the first step is always to provide us details so that we can make an accurate assessment of your eligibility directly from Toronto. And then we utilize the good services of our staff members based locally to coordinate and deal and provide a prompt answer. At the same time, I'm also at your disposal to provide questions if you're based in any other city of Pakistan or any other city in the world. It is a digital world. COVID 19 has taught us many things. One is to care about each other, and caring would mean that we need to stay away from each other. Who knew it is going to be that way in 2020 and perhaps all the way to 2021? Stay away because I love you. So that is the way we are dealing with the situation. Canada has not stopped processing immigration application. It's the backbone of their economy, so they will continue to do that. If you're seeking the assistance of someone to assist you, you don't necessarily have to meet with them in person, especially during COVID 19. These tools that are available at our disposal can always be utilized to communicate. After all, you never meet with a visa officer, a Canadian visa officer, or you don't get to speak to immigration authorities. You deal with them by email. But when it comes to your consultant, yes, you do need to have a face. You want to know whom you're dealing with. Are they licensed or not? Are they simply an agent of an ICCRC member, or they are the ICCRC members themselves? So yes, I totally understand. But if you don't have access to a properly authorized Canadian consultant base in your city, you're very welcome to get in touch with us, and there'll be seamless processing. There'll be no hindrance when it comes to coordination. So with that, I would say thank you to all of you who joined us today. If Khwaja Sahib has a few words before I wrap it up, and then we'll say goodbye to you.
yeah, I wish if you could take few more. I see Wasi has been asking. Yes, and I think we should take few more before we leave,
Okay.
and then obviously
I
we can.
appreciate your enthusiasm actually, because
Yeah.
it's very late at your end and you have to drive all the way to your home as well. But thank you for your dedication. Sayed Wasi Hassan is saying, hi, sir. I have 11 years of banking experience. I have done MBA, currently working in bank as operations manager. Is there any need of IELTS? If yes, then please tell me what band is required for me. So, yes, there is a need of IELTS. And then I would advise you to target the stars so that you can at least fall on moon, or target the moon, you could fall on cloud. But if you target the cloud, you might fall down. So maybe it's a good idea to target the highest bands. The minimum required, although, is six, but six is not sufficient. 11 years of experience, I believe you are in your mid 30s, maybe, or closer to 40. You're losing some points, but yes, PNP programs are the way to go. And I believe Khwaja Saab is going to agree to my comment.
Yes, I definitely agree on that part. He seems to be a good candidate for a province like, especially like Saskatchewan, who's been targeting banking professions. I think it's a good profile, good case to move deal with. Get in touch with us. We'll assist you further into this for sure.
Okay, great. Okay, so I'm sure that you don't see any further questions, right?
Yeah, we answered most of them.
Okay, so wonderful to have you, Khwaja Saab, and thank you
Thank you.
everyone for joining us today. We will be back with another update very soon. I believe there might be some more express entry um, draws happening and PNP updates coming along before we go into the holiday mode here in Canada. But we do arrange the usual weekly immigration updates on every Saturday at 11 a.m. EST. But if there is a special announcement, special news, we will come online once again. And once again, get in touch with us. I'll show you the slide before I let you guys go, um, to be able to get in touch with us. So we are based in Toronto, Canada. We have been assisting clients since 1991. We are properly authorized by the Government of Canada to represent applications of immigration, citizenship, and temporary residences. Um, Two locations you can see in Toronto and Karachi. Phone numbers are given, and these are available on our website as well. Email address is info@amirismail.com. Thank you very much for joining us today, and I wish you good luck and goodbye.